That girl knows how to pack a message in. Good work. Okay. On to the next speaker. Edward Lantz works with Acorn. And yes, awesome. Fantastic organization. Thank you very much for coming out. I was able to just have a little chat there with Edward. A resident of St. Jamestown. Fantastic. We did a walkability study there. But so I had to ask him what the big divides. Food basics or no frills? Edward?
Wherever you get the best deals.
There you go. Okay, so take it away. You'll be watching your timer cards and enjoy. Edward Lantz.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everybody. I'd like to thank you very much for inviting Acorn out to this nice little soiree. And just to get started really quickly here, my name is Edward Lantz, and I'm the chair of the St. Jamestown chapter of Acorn. Yeah! And I got to tell you that we've got a real problem in my area. We've got a problem in regards to slum housing, and slum housing is out of hand. So what that means, this is an example of it right here, is that 57% of the buildings are in need of maintenance right now. 11% in very serious repairs, and there's no way to know if you're... Oh, she's pretty, eh? Now, we're a little ahead of the game here. These problems are not cosmetic. They're not superficial. They're very actual, very serious problems in regards to health. And people are suffering from flu and infections and asthma because of the mold and the mildew and lots of bed bugs. And our buildings are making us sick. Now, in Toronto, there's about 6,000 apartment buildings in the city, and only 14 has been inspected of the 600 in the year 2008. Now, moving ahead from that, in 2009, primarily what's happened is that the city did inspect 186 buildings in 2009, and it would take roughly 34 years to get all of them inspected, and we can't rely on a system like that. What we need is a new system. We need one like the food service industry inspection system. We need the same regard for our dwellings as we do for our restaurants, and we need the same respect for the place where we sleep as well as we eat. Imagine if your restaurants weren't licensed. Would you eat in a diner that had cockroaches, holes in the ceilings, and vermin running by your feet? And if the plumbing didn't work, would you take your friends out to the local pub? Now look at this. Would you take your mother to dinner at a restaurant that was filthy and smelled like black mold? And I know that some of you out there might be cheap Valentine dates, but are you really going to take her to a place like this? Now, the city would never let restaurants be unlicensed. Restaurants in Toronto are inspected, they're evaluated, and then they're shut down if they are not up to code. Apartment buildings should be treated exactly the same. And that's why Acorn members are campaigning for landlord licensing. People need to know that they're getting what they pay for, and people shouldn't wake up to unexpected guests in the morning. Everybody needs a clean and safe environment to live in. The campaign is what we want to focus on for this election. 50% of the Torontonians are renters, and many continue to live in unfit conditions, and we need to eliminate the profitability of slum landlords. Now, here's our three proposals. Every building should be inspected, results made public and posted. If the building is not up to livable standards, the landlord is the one who should pay, not the tenants. And how are they going to pay? Landlords should pay fees just as restaurants to ensure that inspections keep happening and buildings are kept up to code, not in 34 years, but right now. And that's why we need tenants and everybody else to get out and vote for candidates who support tenant issues and the renters of the city. We need your support for a landlord fee. Clean and affordable housing is a right. It is not a privilege.